What I understand is that all you people out in Zoom, welcome first. All you need to go to the website and look up go to the resources section and look up the prayer book, because we will no longer be doing screen sharing the prayer book. So if you would go do that, and we'll give you a few minutes to do that. Once you get to the resources area, look up the prayer book. There may be other texts and things there too. I know that that's going to probably be a growing area. And the Vajrasattva texts may be there, and other things, although I'm not quite certain of that. But the prayer book is there anyway. Okay, hopefully everybody has done that. And so turn to page 1 and we'll begin. All mothers, sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. All sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teaching and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root lama and lineage lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Refuge of all sentient beings without exception, divine subjugator of terrifying Maras, together with their hosts of demons, the one who understands all realities without exception exactly as they are, transcending conqueror, together with your disciples, please come here to this place. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. Whatever merit I've gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Okay, and then to page 11. Namo, to the Lama of utterly pure appearance and existence, I offer the fundamental ground of appearance and existence. I supplicate you to thoroughly liberate the 3 realms. Please grant your blessings and overturn the depths of samsara. Sublime Master, wish-fulfilling jewel, crown ornament, the inconceivable, inexpressible mind of the victorious ones, the one endowed with the 5 wisdoms of omniscience. Gracious one, the embodiment of love, precious protector of beings, I supplicate you from within the essence of mind. Please grant your blessings from within the innate nature. Please bless me that I may realize the Dharmakaya that is beyond intellect, this primordially unborn, completely pure mind. Transcendent conqueror, the one thus gone, foe destroyer of afflictive emotions, completely perfected Buddha, endowed with logic and virtue, the one gone to bliss, knower of the world, captain, tamer of beings, the unexcelled teacher of gods and men, I respectfully prostrate, completely touching my head to the stainless feet of the unequaled Shakya king. At the time of your birth, leader of 2-legged beings, taking 7 steps on this great earth, you proclaimed, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise even then, I prostrate. Possessing a body of complete purity, your sublime form is excellent. An ocean of primordial wisdom, you are like a golden mountain. The one whose renown is evident throughout the three worlds, protector of supreme attainment, to you I prostrate. To you who are endowed with the supreme marks, whose face is like an immaculate moon, to you, the one with a complexion like gold, I prostrate. A flawless one such as you along the three levels of existence is most exquisite. Unparalleled, omniscient one, to you I prostrate. Supreme among humans, captain of those to be tamed, the one thus gone who severs the all-binding fetters, who with senses pacified is utterly pacified and skilled in peace, to that one, the one who dwelled at Shravasti, I prostrate. Refuge endowed with great compassion, totally omniscient one who indicates the way, ground basis for oceans of merit and qualities, I prostrate to the one thus gone, the pure cause free from attachments, the virtue that liberates from the lower realms, the altogether supreme ultimate truth. To the pacifying Dharma I prostrate. Having been liberated, they also reveal the path to liberation. Thoroughly respectful of the three higher trainings, they are a field of sublime qualities. To the Sangha I also prostrate. Okay, and then to page 9. To page 15. I prostrate to the youthful Manjusri, to those in the worlds of the 10 directions, however many there are, all the lions among humans who appeared during the 3 times, to all of them without exception, I pay homage with respectful body, speech, and mind. The force of my aspiration prayer for excellent conduct brings all the victorious ones directly to mind. Bowing down with bodies as numerous as atoms in the realms, I prostrate to all the victorious ones. In a single atom there are Buddhas as numerous as atoms, each residing in the midst of their sons and daughters. Like that, I imagine the whole Dharmatatu completely filled with victorious ones. To those with oceans of inexhaustible, praiseworthy qualities, with sounds containing oceans of tones of melodic speech, I express the qualities of all the victorious ones. I praise all the Sugatas. With the finest flowers, the finest garlands, music, ointments, supreme parasols, supreme lamps, and the finest incense, I make offerings to the victorious ones. With the finest cloth, supreme scents, and fine powders equal to Mount Meru, all displayed in supreme and magnificent ways, I make offerings to those victorious ones. With vast and unsurpassable offerings, I venerate all the victorious ones. Through the power of faith and excellent conduct, I prostrate and offer to the victorious ones. Whatever negative actions I have performed with body, speech, and also mind, overpowered by desire, aggression, and stupidity, I confess each and every one of them. I rejoice in everyone's merit, the victorious ones of the 10 directions, the Bodhisattvas, the Pratyeka Buddhas, those in training, those beyond training, and all beings. I request the protectors, the lamps of the worlds of the 10 directions, who passing through the stages of awakening, attain Buddhahood beyond attachment, to turn the unsurpassable Dharma wheel. I supplicate with my palms joined together, those who intend to demonstrate nirvana, to remain for kalpas as numerous as atoms in the realms, for the welfare and happiness of all beings. I dedicate whatever slight virtue is accumulated through prostration, offering, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and supplicating to enlightenment. And to page 14.
te da ngā pa me se jiang zu nai yang jie yang ai jiang zu da gun jie yang wai gun jie yang dian ra ju chen de wai ye ba dang jie da ge do a me do dang ba chen wa dang ba dang si nye nam da chu ba dong jo dang a ma me jo da du bo dang ba ye ja wa de da na ne chu ba je nya na za dang ba nam da chen cho dang che ma gur me re ra nyam ba dang an gu ba che ba ra pa ben chu gen je yar wa de da la yan chu ba ra je an chu ba kan na ya la me ja je wa de da je wa tam je la yan mo a sam bo chu la te be lo da ke ja wa kun la chang se chu ba ra je ngang do cha ye da de mo wan ke ne lu da nga da de yin yi ye jiang a de ba da ge ji ba jian ji ba te da tam ji da ge so so ya jar wa gun dan san jie se rang jia nam dan lo dan me lo dan an do wa gun jie so na ma kang la yang te da gun jie jie se da ye rang an kang na chu jie jie dian zhou ma da jiang jiu ren ba lai san jie ma jia ni an gong bo da 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 ge tam jie lang ko lo la na me ba ko wa ge nya nge da da gang jie da da la du wa gu la pe jin de bi jie ge wa yen ge du ni xiu ba ya da ge tu mo ra ja so wa ye chang ze wo da ju jin xiao ba da ye ze ye ran ku shen so wa ye ge wa chung ze da ge che zo tam je so pe chang chu
to page 16. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Sam Chuka Moson Don Zebe, the Mishola Kujon, Kondo Jojo Don Genjano, the Gelumra Consoda. Then there don't be Jujin Jaram, Basa Brando, Adam Jade, Janamo, get on the Jiggy, Tunda Dami again. No one get a gauge on board, I'm Jiggy the Loki Juden. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So, actually, I thinking we practice the Vajrasattva tracks, but I think somewhere this share the screen, or I don't know. And then also, I think yesterday, Ujina sent this the story of Ananda. So if they found this one, so either way, so first one can find. And also, so we are, okay, so that's fine. So yeah, that's good. So maybe you can find the story of the Nanda. The same text. So. Right, so this so also when we not when, I don't know, maybe always we Dharma practice is I think the most important part is thinking about, not ourselves, so thinking about more others. Some also we said, okay, I will benefit to all the sentient beings, but sometimes, I don't know, difficult, So only just pop up this me and I, So sometimes maybe we, so directly, okay, I want to benefit all sentient beings. Is, I don't know, maybe somebody can, but somebody difficult. Maybe other way, so we are all the sentient beings. It's not only me, right? All how many sentient beings, how many the human beings. This is all interconnected, right? So we not analyze or not investigating, okay, just this computer or my computer, right? So that's only the kind of the close thinking. But really, how much involved this the computer make, how many things put together, and so on. So really, is that we have the everything, how much interconnected, actually entire world, So that way is also everyone's benefit because we are interconnected, interdependence. Like for example, if not how difficult, right? Maybe like in the world, right? This entire world, only myself. Maybe miserable, right? Nobody helps. Nothing relying on anything. So sometimes we're talking about Pardo teaching, right? So I thinking a little bit Pardo is kind of own thing, so just really fear and their own thing, not relying on anything, not connected anything. They said that Dharma practice, they can able to connect it, but no one's connected. So how difficult, how scary, how worry, so on. So same way, in the only ourself, only one self is somewhere, Even though this may be the empty village or empty valley, just one person, I think it's really difficult, really scary. But we not. So we have these days all the, interdependence, interconnected, and so I said we have really is that we have benefit to other beings. Thinking about it, we have responsibilities because how much we connected, how much involved, how much we cannot see directly, but we're working together, survive, So if that way, it's a little bit easy to love and compassion, So I try to help or motivation or help the others. If motivation, and then it's everybody, that's like. So reason is, so even though like little bit, maybe worldly things, So another thing is I thinking about these days, right? I only thinking myself, so I think, okay, now I may be interdependent. Okay, I just myself, I take care of myself, So then reality, how is, I think, difficult, right? You maybe not shopping. Okay, try to planting vegetables or how successful. Maybe not survive, or I don't know. So maybe work hard, that's okay, but so we have all the interconnected, interdependent. So that way is, so we can really compassion. So also, we really learning, this how the both ways, negative and positive. So we have learning, habit, so you have practice compassion again. First, very difficult, but then one day really become genuine, compassionate, but how to learning. Also negative, same thing, negative, like we are not, right now I don't know, maybe not bad person, but if you become friends, maybe negative person, we become friends. Then we are maybe bad person. Possible, right? And also I thinking like, also we are maybe lucky not billionaires, So we saw the story, right? So we are billionaires, we are power, money. I think we are very bad person, really, is that how much harm other people. So we see these days the war, how many people killed. So very sad, so even though like somebody, my friend, right, or family, nature died. Like for instance, recently my sister died. I really sad, But also I try to help them, give medicine, help the, prayers for her, many ways. They died, but still sad. But this nature, so sometimes, but in the war, killing the people, they know sick, right? How many young, they have strength, like 20s, right? Mostly. So how many they killed, So not life, not back. That's it, done. So what they get, like zero, right? So that's a kind of bad influence, okay, me and I. So not thinking their lives. They only maybe their lives. So that I said the bad influence, So how much create the negatives? Very sad, So, but we cannot change those situations, but we individually, caring the others as much as possible to help, as much as possible to, even though physically cannot help, but thinking, benefit. So because look, for example, all the human beings, looks different, right? Looks maybe young, or older, or male, or female, or maybe, I don't know, different colors. But reality is really same. They want to happy. They don't want to suffering, right? Every single. So that way, it's working together. I said before. I said interconnected. So that way. So sometimes very difficult to. Okay, I benefit them or benefit to this and that harder. But first, one example myself. Or I don't want to sick. I want to more money, or I want to healthy. Okay, I want to this and that, right? So I don't want to suffering. So then, second, we can change. So really, other one the same thing or not, right? Exactly same. Other person, they want happy. They don't want to suffering. They don't want to difficulties. So that's why we're thinking about, as much as can help when you practice, when you can, always thinking about others. So that is sure they benefit others, but at the same time, it's benefit us. So when we have love or compassion, so that moment, I think it becomes pure mind, relax. So because I want to help sentient beings, if you really genuine motivation, then you no longer jealousy, you no longer hatred, no longer anger, and so on. So this benefit us. Of course, otherwise, we say, I don't want angry, but how you can stop anger? Or I don't want to jealousy, but because we have it, So first thought, I don't want to, for example, this very difficult, I say, only today I not get angry, right? Maybe sort of promise morning not to get angry. But I think maybe a couple of hours later, maybe you get angry. So this is very difficult, because of the habit. So other way, now you look up a turn around, okay, I cannot stop the anger. How I can do is love, compassion. So also love, compassion, I think Longji Kensungong says, who is easiest person, horse maybe, right? So maybe then later on we said this the parable, your enemies. But that really helps. And then also when you have love, compassion, and then, so because you're thinking about others, then so you get that their qualities, like positive qualities, right? So also this is good or bad is really is on mind. So you genuine, love other person, then you can really see the other's quality. But even the first you negative, right? Difficulties. But you try to build up this, okay, you're thinking this problem. But maybe you other around, okay, yeah, this problem, but maybe I am lucky to working, problem. Yeah, maybe I can able to find solution, So just also this hidden thinking, or difficulties is not working, Like for example, my situation, So I think every single person, they challenges difficulties, that's sure, So, for example, myself, I escaped from Tibet to India, and then, so actually very difficult. The 100% different weather, altitude, and food, So even though I kind of mentally okay, accepting, but really physically it's very hard, I said this food, really, I don't like the food, right? So not familiar, so, and then the nutrition is different, So India, almost like here, the vegetables, lentil soups, but we don't have at all zero in the Tibet. So I grew up, Tibet, they are vegetables, some years. But very difficult. And then the same time, in the body system is kind of very weak. And top of that, heat. So kind of really difficulty is not really sick, but really not, same time its body is not really functioning, just kind of really foggy or cloudy and no energy at all. So that's kind of difficult, but same time we just, okay, looking for positive side. Oh, that's okay, There are opportunities. It is opportunities, There's education, practice, and all the teachers, all the lamas, and monasteries. So then maybe 3 years later, just become normal. And also, difficulty part is the legal, paper, So first, okay, now we're traveling. Okay, so have to have some ID or some paper, I need. So then we looking for the paper. They said, no way you get the paper because I think, I don't know how long ago, so this China, India, the agreements is, so only Tibetan escaped from Tibet to India in 1959. Those people, they get papers. And also they're born in India, they get paper. So after the 1959, like me, like thousands escaped from India. There's no way to legally, they not get the paper. So then, okay, how we do? So this just kind of, but then we lie. The Indian government, they know, but we say, we born in the India, right? So then we sort of try to application. But in order to get application is, you have to this application, I think same thing here, right? So if you age 80, they have to application. So we are much older than that, right? So I think here, House US, they very young, they got ID, or when they got ID. The passport is just very young, right? They born and make passport, but when need the ID? Just
Social Security card number you get right away.
right away, but ID, I don't know. Very young age?
You get, like, when you're 16, you have driver's license ID.
Picture ID.
Well, sort of like dollars. I think this India rule is 80. And then, so we not 80 years old, like much older than. So then we lie again. Oh, okay, whatever we said, okay, age 35, then he said, I am 25, And then, not only that, so then in order to go to application, counter, they call it police station, whatever this, I don't know, maybe judge. So they have to bring the parents. So we don't have the parents, So then we said, we parents died, So they said, then okay, you can bring your relatives, uncles. Then, yeah, of course, we said somebody bring this is my uncle. This is not really uncle, but but this situation is, if you really worry or scary, but at the same time, okay, I think the kind of people randomly talking, I don't know, maybe true or not, I don't know, but very dangerous, you kick out the Tibet, or this is you arrest put the jail, this and that. So really challenges, But same time, I found it is sort of like positive way. Okay. Maybe I'm lucky, so I dealing them these things. So eventually get, right? So sometimes I think also same thing, we are just, our government or whatever, bad, this bad, we complain. So one hand is we thinking these are wrong things, maybe government, whatever. But one hand is we are lucky because we can complain to someone, right? This is kind of opportunity, or we are lucky we can complain, okay, this is wrong, okay, this is wrong, this is wrong. So not truly negative side, so okay. Yeah, something, like for example, these days I don't know, but the children and the parents, right? So the children complain to the parents, not really always, oh yeah, good, good. No, children not like that. Always like angry to parents and complain to parents. So, but reason is the children are lucky, their parents, they complain, I want this, I don't like this and that, So saying we are lucky, we have government, we can work a government bed, this and that. So I think sometimes I saying this, not sometimes, I think always we can find the positive things too, So, but what happens in the text? Who's hearing the screen here?
Lisa.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so this is, so that's the reason it's like more, I think, always practice in order to be said, okay, you can relax, be happy. So yes, we want you relax and happy, but sometimes difficult, So also reason if you have love, compassion, then kind of automatically you be happy and you relax, because of the reduce the other afflictive emotions. Otherwise, I say, oh, I want happy, okay, I want happy. Harder how to sometimes, yes, of course, meditation, you're familiar or not familiar, I think. Really you have experience or inner meditation, then you can kind of record whatever you want, right? So whatever you want means I think Tibetan called Tando Hyado, I think. Means, I want to hold the bell, Or I want to put the table, I can, right? So same way is the own afflict emotions. So ordinarily we know sometimes no control, right? So you angry, keep going angry. Or maybe you have worry, keep going worry. But if you in a meditation, in a practice, yes, of course, you get angry. Because of this world, because of you have 5 senses, situations, conditions, you get angry. But same time, okay, angry, like a wire, then say, okay, I want to stop anger. So if you, in a meditation, in a practice, you can really completely, no longer you have anger or no longer is worry. So, but in order to get, lot of practice, lot of meditations, and then one day just automatically come. But right now we have automatically, we have like, where's my poem, Poem is automatically there, always, right? So just, you probably never forget, never lose the poem. Right? You look, I think in that, used to, right? I think I don't know America, but in the Tibet, so just wake up and then kind of like a bit clean and like we call it water offering bowls, and then light the candle or incense, then like just pray, like a bit. Then they had tea, tea. So I don't know, this here, I think, maybe you wake up, maybe you first look at the poem, right? Or I don't know who's first, coffee or poem. Maybe poem is first. Then maybe your coffee here, right? So if that's much you afford, or I don't know, you did, so poem, likewise, you know, if you meditation, love, or compassion, this much time you using the poem, so there you become bodhisattva. Or no matter your morning, okay, sentient beings, right? Always there. But right now I don't know. We have poem is there, sure, but bodhicitta is still compassion is. I don't know, maybe afternoon or something, evening. But really is that, you know, so we are, so which is, you know, the reality we looking, you know, analyze, okay, so what is really benefit, you know? Yeah, of course, poem is benefit, you know, some useful, but really bodhicitta and compassion and meditation is the real benefit, short term and long term. Okay, so this, I think down there was an Ananda, I think not Ananda, Nanda story. Like, okay. Okay, so someone read this? Okay.
The story of Nanda. Nanda was the younger half-brother of the Buddha. He had an extraordinarily beautiful wife named Sandriyaka. Sandriyaka was renowned for her beauty and thought to be one of the most beautiful women in the world. Nanda was absolutely intoxicated with his wife. He was extremely attached to her, and he could not bear to leave her side even for a moment. Knowing the time had come to tame Nanda, the Buddha went to visit him on his alms round. When Nanda came out to greet him, Sandarika, fearing she would lose her husband to the monastic life, grabbed his garment and wouldn't let go. She painted a wet tataka mark on his forehead and made him promise to return before it had dried. Nanda took the Buddha's bowl inside to fill it with food, but then when he came out, the Buddha had already returned to the monastery. Nanda followed, and though the Buddha's irresistible presence and Nanda's past life merit, he found himself agreeing to ordain through inwardly planning to return home that very evening. The story is recounted in the sutra, the teaching to the Venerable Nanda on dwelling in the womb. Nanda thought, I will honor the Buddha for now and go forth, but I will return home in the evening. In the evening, Nanda took up the road and left. When Nanda saw a great chasm conjured by the Bhagavan ahead of him on the road, he thought, as for the time agreed upon with Sandrika, since I am still far away, I have no possibility of arriving on time. Now it is possible that I will die from just thinking about her. If I do not die, I will go tomorrow morning. He passed the night in suffering and misery due to yearning for Sandrika. Knowing what Nanda was thinking, the Bhagavan said to Ananda, Ananda, go in order Nanda to act as caretaker in the monastery. Ananda accordingly went directly to Nanda. Ananda told him, the Bhagavan orders you to be the caretaker. Nanda asked, what duties does the caretaker perform? He must supervise the monks' chores in the monastery.
So the other one is Ananda, he's the older brother, right? Ananda, and the Buddha talked to Ananda, Ananda that talked to Nanda. So,
Nanda asked, in what way should he work? As for the caretaker, answered Ananda, the monks go out for alms, he must sweep the monastery grounds and sprinkle them with water. He must take the fresh cow dung and gently spread it in the proper way. Paying careful attention, he should guard against loss. If any advice is necessary, he should ask the monks. If there is incense and flowers, he should distribute them to the monks. He should close the gates at night and open them in the morning. He must always clean and wipe down the toilet and the urinal. If something in the monastery falls apart, he must repair it well. The next morning, the monks put on their lower robes and took their upper robes and bowls and left for the city of Kapilavastu on their alms rounds. Nanda, seeing that nobody was in the monastery, thought, as soon as I finish sweeping, I'll go back home, and did the sweeping. The Bhagavan saw him and knew, so with his supernormal abilities, he cast a spell so that the clean ground had been swept and was full of rubbish. Nanda then thought, I'll throw away the rubbish and go back home. He put the broom down and began to throw away the rubbish, but since it was never ending, he thought, I will close the doors of the dwelling places and leave. He began to close the doors of the dwelling places, but the Bhagavan cast a spell, so as soon as Nanda closed one door, another door would open. That troubled Nanda, and he had this thought, even if a thief harms the monastery, whatever damage there is, when I become king, I will build 100,000 excellent monasteries, much greater than this one. As for me, I'll go back home. And then he thought, if I stay on the main road, I'm afraid that I'll meet Bhagavan, so I'll take the side road. The side road, knowing what Nanda was thinking, took that very same shortcut, and Nanda, seeing the Bhagavan from a distance, hid near a tree on the side of the road, but that had shady branches hanging down in order to avoid him. The Bhagavan cast a spell to make the tree lift its branches and show Nanda's body. Then the Bhagavan called out, Nanda, where are you going? Come along after me. Ashamed and embarrassed, Nanda followed in attendance upon him. The Bhagavan thought, since Nanda is very attached to his wife and obsessed with her, in order to help him separate from her, I will leave Kapilavastu and go to Savarasti. Thinking Savarasti.
So Charavasti is Buddha's longest stay. So this the summary to like 25 times, and also our lineage, His Holiness, they built temple, so very nice, next to the Charavasti. So then he moved to furthermore, so not like he's nearby the kingdom, so actually pretty far away, probably. Yeah, I don't know walk ways, but very, very far away. I think maybe one day walk or something.
Thinking in this way, he went there and stayed at Visakha Magaramata's pleasure grove. Then the Bhagavan thought, since this foolish Nanda is continually attached to his wife and obsessed with her, he will not let go of her, so I must apply skillful means and pacify his mind. Thinking then this way, the Bhagavan asked the Venerable Nanda, in the past, have you ever seen Mount Gandamadana? Gandamadana? There's an M. Gandamadana. I haven't seen it, answered Nanda. If that was so, grab the corner of my robe. Nanda grabbed the corner of his garment, and the Bhagavan then soared up to the sky like a king of geese. When he arrived at Mount Gandamadana, together with the Venerable Nanda, they looked right and left. Under a tree, a blind, one-eyed female monkey raised her face and intently looked at Bhagavan. The Bhagavan asked Nanda, do you see this blind monkey? Yes, I see her, answered Nanda. What do you think? Asked the Bhagavan. If you compare this blind monkey to Sandarika, which is more beautiful and exalted?
Yeah, Sandarika is interesting. So here these are the two names. Sometimes the Pundarika, or here's this Sandarika. So but this Ananda's wife.
Sundarika is a Sakya, said Nanda. She is like a young goddess. Her face is the best. She is peerless in the world. Therefore, if you compare her to this monkey, the monkey does not come close to being 100th, 1,000th, 1/10,000th, or 100,000th of Sundarika. Any number, fraction, calculation, example, or comparison would be inadequate. The Bhagavan asked, have you ever seen the heavenly palaces? No, I haven't seen them, answered Nanda. Well then, grab the corner of my robe again. Again, Nanda grabbed the garment, and the Bhagavan rose up to the sky like a king of geese and went to the abode of the 33 gods. The Bhagavan said, Nanda, go and look at the heavenly places, which are exalted dwellings. The venerable Nanda went to the pleasure groves, and the gods, such as Nandama Grove, Kitartha Grove, Parikashka Grove, Misraki Grove, Parijata Grove, and
Yeah, this is kind of like a different
Sutar Mahal.
garden or different,
Yeah, the places of play and delight with flowers, fruit, ponds, and pools. They had seen everything he had eventually entered into Sudarsan. Elsewhere, pleasant sounds came forth from drums, lutes, various types of stringed instruments, and here and there he saw very beautiful young goddesses and gods nestled playing together. Nanda, after searching all over, saw that there were only young goddesses but no young gods in certain places. He asked those young goddesses, why in other places do young goddesses and gods live together and experience pleasure? Well, in your case, only young goddesses live together and young gods are not to be seen. Those young goddesses said, there is a younger brother of the Bhagavan, Nanda, who went forth under the Bhagavan and intently and properly practices pure behavior. After he passes away, he will be reborn here, and he will wait for them here. Nanda, having heard this, rejoiced and quickly hurried.
So this is actually is the human like 500 years, but our Gardram is just only 1 day. So the Gardram is just like whatever morning. Yeah. So.
Nanda, having heard this, rejoiced and hurried where the Bhagavan was. The Bhagavan asked, did you see the exalted circumstances of the gods? Yes, I saw them, said Nanda. The Bhagavan asked, if you compare those young goddesses to Sandrika, who is more physically beautiful and exalted? Bhagavan replied, Nanda, if I compared Sandrika with those young goddesses, it would just be like comparing the blind female monkey to Mount Granhamanadana and to Sandarika. She does not come close to being 100th, 1,000th, 1/10,000th, or 100,000th as good as them. Up to comparison would be inadequate. The Bhagavan said, Nanda, since you have such exalted benefits, if you properly practice pure behavior, you should now firmly practice pure behavior, and when you are reborn as a god, you will experience such pleasure. Nanda heard what the Bhagavan said, rejoiced, and silently when the Bhagavan, together with the venerable Nanda, disappeared from the realm of the gods and went down to the Jetavana, Anattapanadada's park in Sravasi. The venerable Nanda then properly practiced pure behavior while thinking about the heavenly places. The Bhagavan, knowing what Nanda was thinking, told the venerable Ananda, Ananda, go tell the monks.
I think another name is mistakes. So who's the Ananda? So Ananda is Buddha's, I don't know the older brother, but brother.
Ananda.
Ananda, yeah.
Do not sit on the same seat together with Nanda. Do not walk on the same path. Do not bang your robes on the same peg. Do not put your begging bowl and water vessel in the same place. Do not read sutras aloud in the same place. Do not recite in the same place. The venerable Ananda instructed the monks according to what the Bhagavan told him, and the monks said, we will do as the noble one says. At that time, the venerable Nanda, seeing that the many monks had shunned him, felt very embarrassed and guilty. After that, on another occasion, the Venerable Ananda was sewing robes in the assembly hall together with the many monks. When Nanda saw this, he thought, "These many monks have shunned me and will not keep company with me. Since the Venerable Ananda is my brother, there is no way that he would show contempt for me." Thinking in this way, he went to Ananda and sat down to him. Then Ananda quickly got up and left. Namala said, "Ananda is reasonable for the other monks to shun me, but if you are my brother, why do you shun me?" "This may be true," replied the Venerable Ananda, "but you are walking one path and I am walking another path, so we should therefore avoid each other." "What is my path? What is your path?" asked Ananda. Ananda answered, "You practice pure behavior due to desire for birth in heaven. I remove desires and defilements for the sake of seeking nirvana." Nanda heard what Ananda said and became very unhappy and oppressed by sorrow. Then the Bhagavan, knowing what he was thinking, asked the Venerable Nanda, "Have you ever seen hell beings?" "No, I haven't," answered Nanda. The Bhagavan said, "Grab the corner of my robe." Again Nanda grabbed the garment, and the Bhagavan led him to the abodes of hell beings. The Bhagavan sat into the side and said to the Venerable Nanda, "Go look at the hell beings." The Venerable Nanda went accordingly, and first he saw the Vaitarani river. Then he went successively to the sword leaf forest, excrement swamp, and the pit of burning embers. He entered those places and, looking all around, saw the various sufferings that the many beings there experienced. For some tongues, teeth, and eyes were torn with pliers, and some the body was cut with a saw, and some the arms and legs were cut off by an axe. Some were struck with weapons like spears, some bladed battle axes and rods, some were smashed by iron hammers. For some, iron lumps were inserted into their mouths, and some climbed mountains that had thicks of swords and trees, and leaves of swords were pounded with a pestle and ground into a meal and melted on a copper pillar and remained on an iron bed. Thus he saw them experience unbearable sufferings. For some, an iron cauldron, intensely glowing in the flames of fire, came to a boil. In the intensely hot glow, Nanda saw beings experiencing suffering by being boiled. Furthermore, he saw an empty iron cauldron boiling, intensely growing in the flames of fire in the hot, without any beings, very frightened. He asked the hell guard, "Hey, due to what causes and conditions are beings being boiled in the other iron cauldrons, while only this iron cauldron boils empty?" And the guard answers, "Since the Bhagavan's younger brother Nanda, aspiring to be born as a god, one pointedly and properly practices pure behavior, he will be born in the world of the gods and temporarily experience pleasure, but after he dies, he will enter this iron cauldron. Therefore, staying here now, having lit a fire under the iron cauldron." Hearing this, Nanda was very afraid. His body stood on end and sweat poured from his body, and he thought, "If he knows that I am Nanda, he will throw me alive into the cauldron." Thinking this, he quickly fled to where the Bhagavan was. The Bhagavan asked, "Did you see the hell beings?" Nanda pathetically broke into tears. Crying in a tenuous voice as if he were tongue-tied, he said, "I have seen them." "What did you see?" asked the Bhagavan. Nanda told the Bhagavan in detail what he had seen. The Bhagavan told him, "Properly practicing pure behavior because you aspire to be born as a human and strive for the world of the gods has that sort of flaw. Therefore, now by thinking of seeking nirvana, you must refrain from exerting yourself with delight in birth as a god and result of practicing with the delight in birth as a god as a result of practicing pure behavior." When the Venerable Nanda heard these words, he was speechless from shame. Then the Bhagavan, knowing what Nanda was thinking, disappeared with him from the realm of the hell beings, and after they returned to the Jetavana, he addressed the Venerable Nanda and the monks. There are three internal stains, namely lust, hatred, and delusion. Since they should be abandoned, you should train, exerting yourself thoroughly in abandoning them. Following this final experience, Nanda was transformed for good. He understood the defects of samsara without the shadow of doubt and gave rise to sincere and irreversible renunciation. From that point on, Nanda's practice, pure conduct, diligently with his sight set on liberation. Eventually, Nanda purified his obscurations, and reached the level of arhatship.
Thank you. So this, the story I think shows, so we're saying about the negativities is temporary, and also the negativities they can able to purify, like the four examples, like for kind of. This is Nanda is not that bad because really attached to, but other guy is much worse, But they able to can purify the karma in one lifetime that become arhat. So next, Jata Sadhu. But also we think, oh, why his Buddha show, so he, Ananda is, so one hand is attached, right? But one hand is the tremendous karma, good karma. Because of weakening, potential Buddha able to show, right? So he see Buddha able to can show, the kind of miracles, and so he really practice, but not all the time. So sentient beings is depending on karma. So even though, like Devadatta, his brother, right? Another brother, he is not awakening, guy. So Buddha showed the miracle, he's just, no, he's just showing magic. This is not true, So always, no matter, Buddha show him and teach him, just truly against the Buddha, So because he's not awakened, potential. But Ananda, so he sort of, the miracle show, God ram and hell being, he can able to see. So, like Devadatta is no see, But Devadatta is very smart. They said like Devadatta, this sutta, he can read 3 times, he can memorize. But his motivation is always against the Buddha. Like every single time, whatever Buddha, just he make obstacles. So also he has his party, he has many followers too. So he just, all the young monks come and then he teach quickly. So today, like for example, Buddha, took the audience, took like 100 monks, right? So Devadatta quickly go, this 100 monk, okay, I can teach you this one, I can spare you this and that. He can teach, yeah, he knows the Dharma. But then quickly can turn around, okay, Buddha is not good, and this and that. So then these young monks are very confusing, so this take time. So, but I say this, Devadatta is not a weekend, but that Nanda is a weekend, how show. So same time, we are, here sometimes the different karma, so some people are hearing the Dharma, they really understand quickly. They want to practice because of their karma, So yeah, Ananda, Ananda, so easy to he can change the mind. But otherwise, also he thinking maybe look, it is like Devadatta. He said, oh, maybe Buddha's just showing a miracle, maybe not true. Then he not achieved the enlightenment. So, and then thinking of questioning, oh, what is his wife? What happens, Loved her, but he did arhat too, because the Nanda become arhat, and then he become the, or then whatever party, he become the arhat too. So interesting, right? So this really kind of revelation is the Buddha is become, he's king, right? So he's, whatever he's loved, he achieved enlightenment. And then, so many people, followers, the entire kingdom, like Buddha's mother, and all that become ordered, everyone practice. But among those, that his brother against the Buddha. But other than like most, so that time is like entire kingdom, I think, really kind of sincerely practitioners. So I think the most of that become arhat. So I thought we are practice, but I don't know we have time or not. Maybe we shortcut practice, okay? So now, in the sadhana, if they are online, and at page 50. So the next one is next Sunday we can talking about what is Jata Sadhu story. So.
1-5.
You don't read it, maybe first English.
Okay.
Or you can do it.
Might be good if we had a printed text. Okay, page 15. Above my crown, atop a lotus and moon disk, from a hung syllable of 5-pointed white vajra manifest with hung in its center. From it, light streams out and makes offerings to the noble ones and achieves the benefit of sentient beings. The light returns and the vajra completely transforms into vajrasattva, white like the color of a snow mountain illuminated by sunlight. He has one face and 2 arms. With his right hand he holds a 5-pointed vajra at his heart level. With his left he holds a bell resting on his hip. He is seated in the half-lotus posture and adorned with silks and precious gems. In his 3 places, forehead, throat, and heart, are the syllables Om, Ah, and Hum. From them, light streams forth, inviting the wisdom beings together with the empowerment deities of the 5 Buddha families. And back to the page 15.
Okay. Nyama uje rekpa da karwa heje cha ni je ye dor je tse nga ba tu karan zin je yon te ye yo wa chi we ti we poro den ba sha che jaren zin ba ta ta ren bu che jen ba ti ne zon ma wong gen zen ba le wun tu ye xie pa tong wang la ren a jian zhang. So we are after that jian tang. And then in za hong bang hong. So there are some mudras in za hong bang hong. So like this, and then left hand up, right hand down. What is it? Left hand up, right hand up. So then touch, like pinky and index. Right. Then opposite. Okay, sorry. This is za, right? Each syllable, okay. Za. So right hand is up, right hand up. Right hand up, okay. Okay, right, okay. Za. And za, right, za. And then hong is opposite, hong. Bam, both hand is up, okay, and then the right hand top, right hand is top, yeah. Za hong bam, right hand like this, bam, bam, bam. And the ho, last syllable, and across the hand, you can touch touch the back side of the hand. So back side. And then you pinky together, pinky together. Right? And the index together. No, first. Right, yeah. So first important part is the hand back touch both like this. Okay. And then pinky together. And then index together. Okay? So there you can see one more time. Za. So this I said za like this. Za, you can right pinky index and left pinky, so touch together. Za. Hong is opposite. Hong. Hong. Za hong, right? Bam, like this. Bam. Both hand is up. Both hand is up. And the right hand is top, left hand bottom, and then just kind of pull down like this. And then I said the whole cross, touch the back and the pinky together, index together. So this is very important, okay? This touch, back hand touch, this is tick. Okay. No. Who's cross hand? Cross hand. No, cross hand. Cross hand, right. Okay, now this hand, back is together. Back together, right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now pinky together. And index together. Okay, one more time. Za, hong, bam, So this is very important meaning too. So this za is we Vajrasattva in white. And the home is kind of sit or coming into the maybe, I don't know, head or sit here. And the home bomb is the merge our body, so we call wisdom, body or wisdom, Vajrasattva. Sorry, this is not wisdom. Samaya, wisdom, or like on our Buddha nature. This is Vajrasattva quality too. And then is the Vajrasattva, and it dissolves. So the wisdom Vajrasattva dissolves into the Samaya Vajrasattva. And then the whole is inseparable, like Vajrasattva and our Buddha nature is no different, the sameness, one. So actually, we're doing the practice now, right? The reality is our Buddha nature and the Vajrasattva is no different. Not only Vajrasattva, whatever deity or Buddha's mind, our mind is no different. But the difference is we have afflictive emotions and the Buddha doesn't, right? So we able to, so we order to purify the karma, so then we rely on the wisdom beings like Buddha and Vajrasattva, practice again. Then when we able to purify our karma, then just become, Vajrasattva and our mind is sameness. So that's also meaning here. Okay, one more time. Zao Hong Bang Ho. Okay, English.
Okay. Once again?
Oh, you did already?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
Za
no.
Hong
Okay.
Bam Ho. The wisdom being merges indivisibly with the Samaya being. To the empowerment deities, Om Sarva Tathagata Apishi Kinsa Tumam. Thus supplicating, they bestow empowerment with the vase water which fills Vajrasattva's body. The excess water overflows, forming the crown ornament of the 5 Buddha families, and the empowerment deities dissolve into Vajrasattva. So here we can do, probably mostly you guys know Argam Bading Bube, but also we call this the Lotus Mudra. So before the Argam, so we say like Om Banza Sadho Sapare Pare during that time like this. So sometimes before you're learning like this, kind of follow each other like this. And then you can change little further more your 2 hands.
right? Everybody knows like Argam Bading Bu. Om Benzara Sado Sabare Ware Argam Badi Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Bade Badi Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Buvan Bade Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Duvan Bade Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Aloge Bade Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Bende Bade Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Nivede Bade Zaso Om Benzara Sado Sabare Wara Shada Bade Zaso
Vajrasattva, great being, Vajra of all thus gone ones, primordial Vajra, Samantabhadra, to the one who holds the Vajra, I prostrate.
O Dorje Samba Samba Che Dorje Te Shin Ye Bagan Dorje Tambo Gondo Son Chan Se Chan Na Dorje La
At Vajrasattva's heart level, atop a moon disk, the 100-syllable mantra rotates clockwise around the Hung syllable.
So first before the mantra, so do we have some questions or comments?
The last John. No, John. You have a question. Okay, the last mudra of Sa Hung Bam Ho is definitely the right hand above, the wrist of the right hand above the wrist of the left hand, backs touching, and then pinkies. Sometimes I've seen people kind of scoop up. Yeah. The scooping up the pinky, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Does that?
Right. So that's
legit?
Yeah, it is.
right. So that's if we don't know this confusing how to do, then we say the back touch, But if you can like this, that's okay, right? So this similar actually cross hand. So same thing, but we faster, right? So they said za hong bang ho like this, sort of like slowly cross like this. Then this no need, right? Also, we can the recitation is not like normally this faster, like za hong bang, not like that normally. za, hong, bam, ho, like that. Okay, that's a good question.
If you do that, then if the right hand is on the bottom, it's still the right hand ends up on top. That's right.
Right hand is top, yes.
Yeah, but so then instead of going this way, you would go like this, because then the right hand's still.
Let's still go to the top.
I was doing it backwards.
Yeah. Oh, you just grabbed the pinkies.
Right, I think, yeah, I think right hand is top, I think,
Yes,
yes.
that's right.
Okay. Okay, so you have more questions, comments?
If you have an online question, please unmute yourself. No questions?
I do. I was writing on the chat. Good morning. Are there any pages that we can consult with images for the mudras? That's my first one. And the second is, are there different Vajrasattva sadhanas per the different lineages?
What's that?
She wants to,
Or different Buddhas?
Drupon,
Yeah.
she's asking, is there images that show how the hand mudras go? That's her first question. And the second question is, are there different sadhanas for Vajrasattva?
Right. So are you showing this better the image, okay?
That's right.
So image is the very difficult to understand. Even though I don't understand, we have these old drawings. I familiar, then guessing, okay, maybe this one, but if I'm not familiar, that's very difficult. But I'm showing right now, this is, I think, very easy. If you don't have questions, if you have questions, then we can, communication.
Yes, can you do it one more time with the computer closed?
Okay, I can do 3 times, okay?
Thank you.
So like this, right? So za, hong, bam, ho, za, hong, bam, ho. Okay? Then another question, what did he say?
Are there different practice texts?
More than one sadhana for Vajrasattva.
The answer to that is yes, of course.
I think this is many. Vajrasattva is like most, I don't know, the important deities. So I think there is I think a lot of different sadhanas. Also, I think we are Digungaju. I think this, even though we attend the Ngondo, maybe shorter one, longer one. And yeah, so this, of course, this other lineage law too. So, but this is a sadhana. Is actually I said before, we're using the 3 attitude. So this is kind of, not kind of, but this, I think, perfect size.
Before we get into the mantra, I think we should read the part that is the visualization during the mantra?
Right, so we have the one time we said Vajrasattva one mantra. Om Benja Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Ambandara Sadhu Dinu Ba Dida Dedu Me Bawa Asudo Kayo Me Bawa Subo Me Bawa Anurado Me Bawa Sarva Siddhi Me Varyans Sarva Karma Sudami Siddhya Guru Hum Ahahu Bhagavan Sarva Dada Gata Bandara Mame Munda Nzara Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu.
At the time of reciting, light streams out from the Hung syllable and the mantra garland, purifying the defilements and negativities of sentient beings. The light makes offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, summoning streams of nectar from their hearts, then dissolve into the Hung syllable and mantra garland at the heart of Vajrasattva. From this, streams of nectar descend, filling my body, exiting from his great toe, and entering into me at the opening of my crown. All the defilements and negativities, faults and downfalls accumulated from time without beginning, Samsara exit my body through the pores of the skin of the lower openings in the form of liquid soot and charcoal. Every part of my body becomes completely filled with milky nectar.
Om Benjor Sadho Samaya Manu Balaya Benjor Sadho Dino Bhatishta Dido Me Bhava Asuto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anurato Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Varyans Sarva Karma Sutta Me Siddham Shriya Kuruvam Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Dada Gata Bhajrama Me Mansa Vibhava Mahasamaya Sato Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Balaya Vajrasattva Teno Bhatishta Dido Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Bhrayatsa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Siddham Shriya Guru Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Bhajrama Me Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sato Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Balaya Vajrasattva Teno Bhatishta Dido Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Bhrayatsa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Siddham Shriya Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Bhajrama Me Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sato Vajra
sattva samaya manubalaya Vajra sattva tenopattishtadrido me bhava Suto kayo me bhava Supo kayo me bhava Anurakto me bhava Sarva siddhi membrayatsa Sarva karma sutsa me siddham shriya kuruham Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarva Tathagata Vajrama me munsa Vajra bhava mahasamaya sadhu.
So I'm going to practice then either way. So we're doing the slow chanting, or you can do faster. So normally the practice a little bit faster, And then we did like this. Om Bendra Sado Samaya Mane Balaya Mandra Sado Dina Badi Dande Mevo Asudo Kayo Mevo Suboji Mevo Anarado Mevo Sarva Sede Me Parayanda Sarva Karma Suzame Zede Hiyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bangava Sarva Tatanga Mandra Mame Menda Bendra Bava Ma Samaya Sado Om Bendra Sado Samaya Mane balaya mandra sado dino badi danda do me bava sado kayo me bava sabo kayo me bava anurado me bava sarva sede me varayanda sarva karma sada me sede hiyam guru hum ha 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 ho banga sarva dadanga da mandra me manda bendra bava ma samaya sado a om bendra sado samaya mane balaya mandra sado dino badi danda do me bava sado kayo me bava sabo kayo me bava anurado me bava sarva sede me varayanda sarva karma sada me sede hiyam guru hum ha 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 ho banga me sarva dadanga da mandra me manda bendra bava ma samaya sado.
Doing the refuge practice, gave me a lot of insight on how much I need refuge, right? And then I feel like for Vajrasattva is one of the things that it's purifying, really. For me, that experience caused a lot of shame for my own ignorance to arise, right? Where I was like, oh, every time, bad news about myself, right? Like, oh wow, I'm really, I can't, and so is Vajrasattva sort of for also working with the shame that you feel for your own ignorance when you realize it? Is that also part of it?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And then also, I think sometimes, so we mistakes sure, or then said why mistake. But same time, it's that every or human beings a mistakes. So even though, for example, I think a very good Buddha showing even during Buddha time. Okay, so this today we story Nanda he's attached, But these other guys, next the 4 guys, right? So next Jata Sadhus, we can next week read. They did very bad things, And Angulimala, so on. So, but that's just kind of most, I think, the heinous crime, sort of Buddha example you can able to purify, right? So, at the same time, so I think this So we mistakes or really shouldn't think, I am bad, So that's, I think, no need. I saying this. Yes, of course, your mistakes. I don't want your mistakes. That's fine, I can want to change. That's fine. Of course, that's very important. But same time, sometimes, I don't know more. I think West maybe thinking, so kind of like the two extreme, Sometimes I am not good, I mistake, I'm not good, this and that. Or sometimes, I'm best, I'm rich, I am powerful, I am. This kind of like really not much, balance. So anyway, so yes, of course, I'm saying this is not good. I'm best, I'm smart, I'm rich, I'm this. Like, that's not good, And also same time, really is that reality is every sentient being's mistakes. Sure. Reason, okay? If no mistakes is perfect, we're not here. We different somewhere, because we did the mistakes. We have ignorance. So that's why we born here. But also, good thing too, so that we did the mistakes. So then we realize we don't want the mistakes, we want to achieve enlightenment. But even though no mistakes, sometimes like God realm, the God realm is the no mistake. No mistakes means, no regret, because there's no suffering. But then the merit, karma exalt, the falling part. But we are, actually they said this, we have samsara, mistakes, reason we able to achieve enlightenment. We able to become arhat. So, yeah. But yes, of course, you Vajrasattva, and also this we still be working on, so also the committee is more and more. So this, first we said, okay, this is, I think, we're showing now the negatives, impermanence, temporary, able to purify, which reason, okay, how did that? And later on, how to purify like four powers, how visualizations, and also like Vajrasattva, what means, so the ultimate what means, or word by word, translation what means. So those are still working on. Okay, thank you. Okay. So now English.
Okay. Through my own ignorance and deluded confusion, I have transgressed and sullied my samayas. Lama Protector, please
maybe
provide...
not yet. Oh, yeah, don't again, start again. Okay, now you, okay. Oops. Go on.
Through my own ignorance and deluded confusion, I have transgressed and sullied my samayas. Lama Protector, please provide me refuge. Supreme Vajraholder, embodiment of great compassion, chief among beings, please grant me your protection. Having supplicated, Vajrasattva says, child of noble family, all your broken and damaged samayas, negativities and obscurations have been purified. Having granted his pardon, he dissolves into me, and our body, speech, and mind become inseparable. There's some English difficulty there in the child of noble family, all your broken and damaged samayas, negativities and obscurations have been purified. So, cross out one of the negativities and switch all and your around, and you'll have good English.
Okay. Okay, usually we hear some meditations, but I think we time goes by, so that may be dedication.
Page 24 in the prayer book. By the virtues collected in the 3 times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Dracungpa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. And then to page 19. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Changchu Sem Cho Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Ke Gyurche Ke Panyam Pa Me Payam Gong Ne Gong Du Pelvarsho Chang Chu Sem Cho Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Ke Gyurche Ke Panyam Pa Me Payam Gong Ne Gong Du Pelvarsho.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Drupon.